Hello and welcome to NDTV. I'm Rohit Khilnani. This is an exciting interview with my favorite actress, Alia Bhatt. Thank you so much for your time.
Not at all. Thank you so much. You've lost so much weight.
Good, no? That's
Yeah.
good.
Nice.
Trying, doing things. Alia, I was super excited when they said this is a physical, in-person interview. I have missed you very much. Have you missed doing interviews and meeting people?
I have. I mean, I have missed the in-person conversation. Like, I would have not wanted to do this over the Zoom and iPad interviews that we've been doing. I mean, I can't do that.
Right. But tell me, last 2 years, how have they been? Like, I did see one interview of Ranbir where he said that you did you learned music, you learned some script writing, something. What all have you learned in this?
Well, when we were all sort of sitting at home, I'm very restless soul, restless person. So I thought I'll use the time to learn an instrument. So I picked up guitar.
Oh, okay.
So I actually did quite well. Now I've forgotten all my guitar because I've not played in a really long time. But I had a lot of fun doing that. Then script writing, I was like, okay, chalo, we are in the movie business. We read scripts all the time. Let's understand what goes behind writing scripts. And I did some writing exercises and like basically a screenwriting course, not even a script writing course, which was quite hard, let me tell you. But I had fun doing that as well.
Can you play the guitar now?
I can, but like I said, I forgot. I've not played it in a couple of months now because I've been busy.
Right.
But it's like I'll pick it up really soon. I mean, I'm glad I did that thing because I love to sing.
Yeah.
So it was a nice thing to learn how to play the guitar and sing along.
Amazing, well done. For any actress, it's when I remember doing one of your first interviews, and for any actress, when you say who are the directors you want to work with, every actress will say Sanjay Bhansali.
Yeah.
You also must have said that in many interviews, I'm sure. What is it, Alia, as when you're starting out and you're watching all these beautiful actresses put, in a Bhansali film, what is it that you wanted to do? What is it that attracts you about his films?
It's something which is not tangible, and that's the magic that he brings, which is why I call him magician. Because his cinema has a certain quality about it, which is it's arresting. Like, you can't, when they say it's visual, spectacular, and this and that, of course, aesthetic, the art, the framing, the color, the detailing, everything. He gets very into that. But beyond all of that, there is something else which calls out to you, and which is why you're like this when you're watching his movies. You don't even do this. And the reason is him. And I always felt that, but I only understood it once I started working with him. And I mean, beyond being a part of his film, because he mounts you also really big, and everybody wants to be mounted at that level. Beyond that, it was just understanding that I knew that I felt that experience would be life-changing for me, because that's also what I've heard from other actors who have worked with him. And they were absolutely right.
Yeah. Was it life-changing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Right. When did this film come to you? How was your first meeting with him? That must have been a very exciting phase.
So I was meant to do another film with him called Inshallah, which never happened. It got shelved. When that film got shelved, we were of course extremely all thrown off, but he was very sort of clear, and he said, you go for a holiday and you come back, I have something that I'll bring to you, because he's a man of his word, and he said, I've told you now I'll do a film with you, it means I'll do a film with you. So that's something that I will honor. I didn't know what it was going to be. So when I came back from my holiday, suddenly I had this narration of Gangubai, which is the complete opposite of what Inshallah was. Inshallah was a love story. This is something else. I was like, okay, 1 second. Like, it took me a while to just adjust with this genre shift. And Sir loves telling the story in a way that I picked up my bag and I ran out of the office after the narration, which did not happen. What I said was, Sir, I'm just a little confused how you see me in this part, because I didn't instinctively or instantly feel that, oh, I'll be able to pull it off. It was a very, very hard part. I was like, oh, do you think I'll be right for the role? Do you think I'll be able to pull it off? And I asked him this question, and he said, why? Yeah, why not? You don't like, you'll be able to do it, I know. But even so, because he's somebody who is so driven by instinct and feeling, he wanted me to arrive at the decision by myself. So he said, you take your time, go home, think about it, and you message me tomorrow. The second I reached home, I was like, what's going on with you? Why are you even thinking about this?
Yeah.
Just message him and, you're on, like, tell him that you're on. So I said, sir, I'm going to come and meet you again tomorrow. I'm like, as soon as I entered the house, I messaged him. Then I went and met him and I said, sir, like, I will literally be even a table or a wall in your film. Like, if you have the vision, let's just do it. And I loved the story. I just didn't think, which is a very normal feeling. And I'm sure many people who even heard the announcement, which they've told me, never thought that they're like, how will she be this mafia queen in the middle of nowhere and like, what's going on, all of that. Because it's a very regular reaction, because even I had that reaction.
Right. Even you had that reaction.
But he had the vision. So I was like, there's no stopping after that.
Wow. And now you believe that, it's good to just go with the director's vision sometimes even when you think you're confused?
I would not say I was confused. I think I was just overwhelmed.
Okay.
There was no confusion of whether I want to work with Sanjay sir, because that's a given.
Right.
But I do believe that, what you sometimes may not see, but that doesn't happen with everyone.
Everyone, right.
But sometimes where you may not see it on paper, and what I realized through making also is the paper is just a jumping point for him. I was not seeing the way he was envisioning the character. I was seeing the story beats on the screenplay, which I enjoyed. But his character representation and what he had in his head, I didn't know only until I started shooting.
Wow. Amazing. What was it about Gangubai's story, not talking about Mr. Bhansali for 2 minutes, and just about the, Gangubai's story, powerful woman, such a Mumbai, India story. What was it about it that you thought, I also want this on my profile?
Well, it's an underdog story, which is always, I feel, very exciting. It's a story about this exceptional woman who is put into an extraordinary circumstance, which is, she's thrown into prostitution at a very young age, not at her choice. But how she turns that experience into power and a voice is what I enjoyed the most. That she literally rises from the ashes. And it's like, at the end of the day, we are all going through life trying to find our feet, trying to make the best of it and try and avoid as much struggle as possible. That's what you can say, right? Struggle aata hai, so we shy away, or something happens and we try to avoid the struggle, let's put it that way. In this situation, it's only struggle, but she rises. There's struggle, but she rises. Struggle, but she rises. I enjoyed the TT of that.
Wow.
What I enjoyed was not knowing how she's going to respond, but then she responds, and it's also fun, and it's also entertaining, and it's also emotional, and it's also engaging. There were too many layers.
Right.
Yeah, and I didn't know about Gangubai's story until I read the script.
Okay. How does one match up to, Mr. Bhansali obviously had you in vision and, he thought of you. How do you land up on a set and match up to that? Is that difficult to match his expectations as well?
Of course, he has very high expectations of everybody on his team. He wants everybody to deliver to their best, to the best of their ability. And if he recognizes your ability and you're not tapping into it, then there's nothing else that, sort of disappoints him more. So there are many days where he was like, yeah, it's nice, but it's not there yet. You're not being able to reach there. So he's so aware of it, which makes you extremely aware. But that's what I said even when I had wrapped the film and I was giving one big speech and all to the crew. I said, nobody has really pushed me to not been so bothered of the best of my ability. And it's done with the most, in the most sort of like, we have all the time in the world, get there. There's no pressure.
Right. Alia, for some scene that you're putting in your best, you must be putting in the best in every scene, I believe. But someone, Bhansali telling you that, wo baat nahi hai, this is one more shot, you can do better. What do you do? Is that tough, like for an actress, for an actor?
Yeah, but the question is not about better technically. The question is about, are you feeling it? And I've noticed whenever it hits me here, in terms of I'm feeling it in the shot, he always feels it.
Wow, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
So were there tough days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were very tough days.
Yeah.
Very, very tough days. And physically exhausting, emotionally exhausting. It was tough. It was not easy. But I didn't sign up for an easy experience.
Yeah, of course. Right.
So I was prepared, but still I was not prepared. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was mentally prepared, but still it was also, we were all shooting at night.
Right.
We had so many nights. So that also your body clock goes for a toss. You're staying awake. You're even more exhausted, more tired. I was falling sick a lot, and this is all even not like COVID sick, but like back was hurting, this was hurting, that was hurting, and Sir would himself say it that you're giving a lot to the character.
Right.
That's why you're so spent. Yeah, it was exhausting.
Right. Y'all shot for around 80 days, but y'all took 2.5 years.
150.
150, and y'all took 2.5 years because of the 2 lockdowns came in the middle. Mr. Bhansali was telling me at the trailer launch, and he said, "बहुत मुश्किल था क्योंकि you know, I don't understand if you leave a set one day and coming back after 4 months and 8 months, whatever. How is it for you to be in that mind space again? What do you do for that?"
It is hard. In fact, we used to talk about that. Holding on and staying with the zone and staying with the character and staying with the film is very tough. But see, also initially we didn't know how long we were going to be in the house for. Right. We thought कि 1-2 महीना हो जाएगा. Then we were sitting in home for 6 months and we didn't know what hit us. It's like cycling, yeah. You get back to it, and where there's intent, you know, it always comes through. You have to have the intent of, listen, I'm not going to slack on it. I'm not going to be relaxed with the output. So you go on set and you realize now the stakes are even higher. We are in uncertain times. Then now you have all the more reason you have to deliver a very good product. So you have to do your even better than your best.
Right. So that day when you're going back again, one day before that, what's on your mind? Do you read the script again? Do you watch the edit? Do you talk to your director? What do you do?
I went and saw the edit a couple of times. I sat with Sir, chatted with him. Yeah, and leading up to the shoot, we would also do a few readings. Right. Reading the script, you know, doing all those things to start thinking about it, to start getting into the zone.
Space,
yeah.
Right. Amazing. That's what I wanted to know. You know, Alia, this answer will help the other actors. We have watched many actresses in a Bhansali movie. We are very excited about this combination. We have never seen y'all together working. This answer may help other actresses who may work with him in the future. What should they always remember when they are doing a Bhansali film? What are the things that you would tell them? Keep in mind. Actor, male, female, doesn't matter. Who's working with him?
See, he's very unpredictable. So I don't think there's any one thing that I can say. I think he just likes it when it's from the heart. Whatever you do, whatever you say, you do, the way you behave, the way you conduct yourself, the way you perform, he likes it when it's from the heart. He doesn't like, people call him a perfectionist, but actually he likes imperfections. He likes it when it's a little, something raw, a little messy. Like even like I had this big bindi on my forehead, and he would say, don't always perfect the bindi, leave it a little rough at the edge, you know. He likes all of that. So you have to give it
attention to detail.
Yeah, I think his attention to detail is enormous. But I would, my only thing is just whatever you are, be it just from the heart. He doesn't like it if it's calculated or it's labored or he gets bored.
Wow, that I'm sure that will help many actors who will work with him. In many ways, you know. The earlier Bhansali movies, there are big sets, there are palaces, and there's scale. This, in many ways, is something that we have not seen him do as well. You know, this is a much smaller space for a big Bhansali film. Yeah. Do you also feel that? Do you also?
See, it's this film is set in the 4 lanes of Kamathipura.
Wow.
Now it's the lanes may be 4.
Right.
But his canvas now, if it's this big. It's not a war film, no? So the canvas is not large. You're not moving from place to place. You're not doing this. There are not that many people. There are many characters. There is this world. There is this thing happening. But it's all within these 4 lanes. So now his canvas is this, but then he goes so detailed within the canvas, then it's like, it's not broad strokes.
Yeah.
It's even more intricate strokes. So you're discovering new things, and then you're going here, you're going there. That's the way I feel. For him, it's not like, even if you watch this film, they're saying larger than life, but it's 4 lanes. It's not some, it's not only about the extreme wide shots. It's larger than life because of his vision.
Right.
So his vision is still that. And the detailing in the canvas may be smaller, but the detailing is possibly even more intricate. And that's what I believe.
Right. No, those shots, those, zoomed out shots, when you're walking past and all, those are brilliant big shots. So no doubt about that. When we saw the teaser, we expected one film. When we saw the trailer, we expect another film. Did you see a big difference between the teaser and the trailer?
It's a different tonality.
Okay.
But this film is the one.
Okay.
But what he's trying to say is that you don't come in expecting one kind of film.
Yeah.
And that's also what I enjoy, that he's like, you may think it's this kind of world, but it's also this. It's not like it's one or the other. It's a life story. There's no life story which is one tone.
Right.
A life story is many tones, dual tones, sometimes same tones in 1 second. Two different tones in 1 second.
Right. When you talk to your family, when you come from a family of a filmmaker, your mom is an actress, what do they, this one even they must be excited about? What do
They've
they
all
say?
seen the film.
Okay, amazing.
So I'm one sort of one hurdle is crossed with the family seeing the film. Although they're very like biased towards me. I think
love your dad's feedback.
So, they are, even though they love me and they're biased, they still are very unbiased. They can say if they don't like something. They'll give me the positives, but there will be negatives. It's not happened so far with this film. So I'm quite excited, and and they're quite happy and just generally excited for this film to be sort of to come out to the audience. It's also been we've holding on to it for a long time, right? Because of COVID and the theatres and stuff like that. So now finally that's changing. So they're just generally excited for cinema in general.
Right. Last, just last 2 questions. One is, professionally, when we did our first interview, you told me all this, the directors you want to work with and all. We've moved on so much from that. Are you professionally, what phase is this? You're working with top filmmakers, you're doing these are the top films that everyone is waiting for. Professionally, what phase is this for you?
It's my 10th year in the film industry, so I'm so I'm curious. I'm still curious. I don't think I feel like it's been 10 years or I've come a long way. None of those things.
Right.
I'm recognizing the opportunities that I'm getting, and I'm very grateful for them. I'm now just curious to see how they do and excited to see the fate of all the films.
Right. Personally, what phase are you in?
Personally, I'm in a great phase. I'm very happy. I'm very settled, and I'm in a good phase.
Right. Ranbir said in an interview where this is the last question. Ranbir said in an interview that if it was not for the lockdown, you all would have been married by now.
I'm already married to him in my head.
In your head.
Yeah, I think I was married to him in my head for a long time. But I think he's not wrong. I think it's definitely, but everything happens for a reason.
Right.
And I feel like the timing of even when we get married it's all going to work out in all the right and beautiful way.
Right. Alia, I love the teaser, which was different. I love the trailer. I can't, after doing this interview where you said, your dad also had said all nice things. Can't wait to watch this. Continue to entertain us. It's been 10 years of Alia Bhatt's entertainment, which I've thoroughly enjoyed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.